Alright, so as I said, we're going to go over factoring, which is super important, and hopefully you find it super easy. If I look at example 1a, I'm given x squared plus 19x plus 60. Factoring is the art of breaking things into its pieces. Okay, so it's like undoing things or breaking them up. So you always start with your last number. So my last number is 60. So looking for my factors of 60 that add to 19. You're working backwards. So start at the back and work your way forwards. So that add the factors. So what are some factors of 60? 30 and 2, 12 and 5. What's 30 plus 2? 32. Okay, so not the 19 we wanted because we're looking for them to add. That's why that's the plus sign in front of the 60. 12 plus 5 is 17. Also not 19, so that one doesn't work. What are some more factors of 60? 15 and what?
4.
15 and 4. 15 plus 4 is 19. Yay, that's what we wanted. Okay, that's our first step. Your first step is always finding these two numbers. Okay, then we need to break up my x. X squared tells me I have how many x's? 2. Okay, so we have worked our way backwards. If x squared tells me I have 2 x's, then I'm going to represent my 2 x's in the front of each of my parentheses. Then my other two numbers were 15 and 4. Is this a positive 15? Yep. Is this a positive 4? Yes. And then you're done. Kind of makes sense? We're going to do a lot more practice because it's really important. Alright, so start at the back. So x squared plus 10x plus 24. So I'm starting with 24. Factors of 24 that add to give me 10. So what are some of my factors of 24? 12 and 2, but I'm always adding. So 12 plus 2 is 14. 6 and 4, right? 6 plus 4 gives me 10. That's what we wanted. So I know my numbers are 6 and 4. X squared tells me of how many x's? 2. Are these positive or negative? Positive. Pretty easy. So far, so good. 17. Alright, so if I look at x squared plus 6x plus 8, factors of 8 that add to positive 6. 4 and 2 gives me 6. Perfect. 2 x's. And they're positive. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Now they're not always going to be positive, so let's look at some where they're negative, right? Because sometimes you'll get negatives. So if I look at x squared minus 10x plus 16, I'm still looking for factors of 16, and I'm still looking to add because it's a plus sign in front of the 16, but I want them to add to negative 10 instead. So the easiest way to do this is to find factors that add to positive 10 and then just change their signs. So what are some factors? What did you say, Chloe? 2 and 8. 2 plus 8 gives me 10, yes, and that also multiplies to 16. Okay, but I wanted negative 10, so I just put negatives in front of everything. No, it's not cheating. It might be considered a shortcut, but it's not cheating. Alright, so x squared breaks down into 2 of the x's. Then I have a 2 and an 8, but in this case, they're both negative. Okay, so we'll get to some of those, and then we'll look at some where some are positive, some are negative. Okay, sometimes you'll have that too. Alright, so that's what we'll look at next. So factors of 18, only in this case we're looking for ones that subtract, right? Because there's a minus in front of the 18. So subtract to positive 7. So what are some factors of 18? 9 and 2. And 9 minus 2 gives me 7, which is what we wanted because we wanted a positive 7. X squared breaks down into 2 x's. Then I have a 9 and a 2. Very good. The 9 is positive, but the 2 is negative. This is a positive 9, but this is a minus 2. Everybody follow? Okay, let's do, I don't know, let's do 2 or 3 more. Alright. Kyle, you want to walk me through this one? Alright, so factors of 24 that subtract to give me negative 5. What are some factors of 24? 6 and 4. Okay, 6 minus 4 gives me 2. Okay, so that doesn't work. What are some other factors of 24? This is Colin's problem. 8 and 3. Okay, 8 minus 3 gives me 5. Did I want a positive 5 or negative 5? Negative, so let's just flip-flop these. 3 minus 8 gives me negative 5, right? So when that happens, when you're looking for a negative, but you end up with a positive, just flip your numbers around. Okay? No, it's not cheating. It's finding the answer. Alright, so x breaks down into x and x. So it's positive 3 or negative 3. Okay, and what about my 8? Negative 8. Very good. Alright. Let's go back one. Niles, you're going to walk me through this one because I know how anxious you are to answer. Okay? So factors of 6 that add to 5. What are my factors of 6? Okay, 6 plus 1 gives me...
Oh, minus.
You can't minus, you gotta add because of the plus. 6 plus 1 gives me 7, so that doesn't work. What are some other factors? 3 and 2. 3 plus 2 is 5. Okay. How does my x squared break down? Okay, so x and x. So it's a positive 3 or negative 3. What about my 2? That's a positive 2. So x plus 3 times x plus 2. Alright. Last one, Connie and I, not Connie and I, Connie and Ethan, who wants to walk me through it? Alright, Connie, perfect, stop then. Alright, so factors of 15 that subtract to give me 2.
3 and 5.
Okay, 3 minus 5 gives me negative 2. Do I want a negative 2 or positive 2? Okay, so what do I need to do with these two numbers? Flip them. So 5 minus 3 gives me positive 2. No. You can do them in your head, then do them in your head. Alright, Connie, how does x squared break down?
2x.
Okay. Is this 5 positive or negative? Okay, what about my 3? Yay! Alright, so we're going to work on this today and tomorrow. Your goal is to get through 1 through 15. Notice that we're skipping 16, and then tomorrow we'll do 17 through 31. If you finish 15, then just keep going into 17 through 31. Keep going into day 2. Okay? You also need to make sure you get your 7.2 turned in today because that will go on ICU.